Coming up on Good Morning Texas, how Austinites are making sure the voices of the Syrian refugees are heard.
How a local farm helps the Austin community through youth development.
And we took it to the racetrack as we test drove exotic cars.
All this and more coming up on Good Morning Texas.
Good morning, Texas. I'm Rachel Melanson.
And I'm Kylie Badgley. Thank you for joining us on this fantastic Wednesday morning. Did you know that today is National Tortilla Chip Day?
Well, it doesn't surprise me. I feel like there has been a national food or some hobby day every day
I
of the
think
year.
National Queso Day should go along with that.
I think we can basically pull it in. I mean, you can't have your tortilla chips without your queso, right?
I know.
Well, there's a lot of things, going on exciting about National Tortilla Day, but there's also a lot of serious things going on in the world that we don't want to forget. The 4.7 million refugees of the Syrian civil war are often viewed as a statistic instead of individual human beings. Reporter Ashley Sow examined how one UT student is putting a human face on the refugees.
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
As an American of Syrian descent, Citrine Grawi remembers Syria before the Civil War. She last visited the country in December of 2010, 3 months before the brutal war began.
I didn't realize how much of a dictatorship it actually was until I kind of put it together to where there were statues of him everywhere, photos of him everywhere. You're not allowed to, you have to put up a picture of Bashar Assad in your stores if you own a store. If you weren't, you would get imprisoned. And I didn't realize it.
Last Friday, Grawi spoke at the rally for refugees and against Islamophobia, held in West Campus here on these very steps.
According to Grawi and numerous other students, their activism to support the 4.7 million Syrian refugees stems from the humanity within them. This humanitarianism led Grawi to co-found the Syrian People Solidarity Group last January. The goal? To help raise awareness and fundraise for Syrian refugees. Their activism may be making a noticeable difference on UT's campus.
But what I am finding is that more people are asking more questions.
Grawi's goal is to humanize the refugees, and she's doing just that by giving them a voice.
To Greece because, as we've been told, no one puts their children in a boat unless the water is safer than the land. Most importantly, though,
Ashley Tull, Good Morning
look at
Texas.
the Syrian people as human beings.
So I think it's really great how UT students are so involved in these world issues and make it a priority to cause awareness.
I agree. I think it really goes with the motto that we have here, what starts here changes the world.
Mm-hmm. So some of these important issues are happening here in Austin, like youth development and hunger. A few weeks ago, we went to Joe's annual chili cook-off benefiting Urban Roots Farm. We followed up with Urban Roots to see how they aid in youth development and local community service. Hi, we're here at the Urban Roots Farm. We're going to go see what they do and how they help out in the Austin community.
Urban Roots is a youth development organization. We use food and farming to transform the lives of young people, and we engage, nourish, and inspire the community. So it's a pretty broad mission statement. We're achieving that in a couple different ways. One primary avenue is through our youth development organization. So we provide programming and paid internships for young people ages 14 to 17. For most of them, it's their first paid work experience. So for example, if you were here for a volunteer day on a Saturday, it would be a young person telling you about our mission and who we are and what we do. It would be a young person who'd be leading you in your field work as well. So we provide those skill sets and trainings and then provide opportunities for youth to be in unique places and then to kind of demonstrate those skill sets back to the community. So if you visit us at the farmers market on a Saturday, it's a young person who's going to facilitate that farmers market experience for you as well. The other major piece of what we do is we grow a lot of food. So last year we grew a little over 25,000 pounds of produce. Of that, we donated 46% back to the Austin community through Hunger Relief Partners.
Hunger and youth development are both concerning issues, not only around the world, but right here in Austin, Texas. Urban Roots is a great avenue to improve both problems while engaging in your local community. This is Kylie Badgley for Good Morning Texas.
So how was the whole experience?
I think
being
it
out
was
there?
awesome. It wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting more of like the red barn, farm animals, but I thought what they were doing was a lot cooler than that.
That's super exciting. Well, there's a wide variety of restaurants to choose from on campus, but we are missing out on some. The union and the SAC may not always satisfy student cravings, so our Alexa Babin took the streets to find out what restaurants students want at UT.
Definitely Cece's Pizza.
I would like a bistro type of like Lomita Lynn, some good sandwiches or salads, or Panda Express for sure.
Sonic.
Healthy options would be great, or actually if there were healthy vending machine options, that would also be another idea, because the vending machines all have sodas or candy bars, chips, things that aren't really good for sustaining energy throughout the day, which is important.
I think we need a payway on campus.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell would be really nice. Sometimes like late nights is just the best.
So being a Muslim, I wish there was more halal options available on campus, because it gets really tiring when you have to walk off campus and like down on West Campus to get halal food.
I wish we had a better bagel place than Einstein's.
I wish that we would bring back Noodles & Co.
I wish I ate Japanese food.
I think we should bring a bananarchy.
I would definitely have to say some Italian food. Italian food is the best. Spinach balls, yeah, it's good.
So I really wish that there was Taco Bell here. I would always be up for some cheesy Fiesta potatoes at midnight if there was one.
Well, honestly, I think it would be nice if we had Kirby Lane on campus.
It pretty much is on campus.
But like, I don't want to have to walk at all. You know, if I could just after class go straight there, that would be my ideal. You know, having those gingerbread pancakes right after class, even like in the cafe. You know.
Yeah, that would be convenient. Well, when we come back, your top stories and a look at this week's weather forecast.
Keep it here for more Good Morning Texas.
Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. We have reporter Brianna Stone in the News and Weather Center with the latest. What's happening in the news this week, Brianna?
Well, after serving as the interim dean since the beginning of September, Jay Bernhardt has been appointed as the new dean to the Moody College of Communication. Bernhardt serves on numerous national boards of directors and serves on 4 journal editorial boards. He also is a member of 5 honor societies. Bernhardt says we have one of the best communication schools in the country and hopes to increase student involvement in the college. A student government debate was held on Monday night. Candidates discussed their platforms and how to get students more involved. All of the candidates agreed that sexual assault is an important issue that needs to be addressed. They hope to promote awareness and work closely with organizations aimed to prevent sexual assault. Voting will be held on Wednesday, March 2nd from 8 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. and Thursday, March 3rd from 12 a.m. to 5 p.m. This can be done online from any computer. The University of Houston will host the Republican presidential candidates debate tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. This debate will be held at the Moore Opera House and will be aired live on CNN and in Spanish on the Telemundo network. The moderator will be CNN anchor Wolf Blitzer. The university is working to provide students and other community members with opportunities to participate in several election-related events that will be held before and after the debate.
Thanks, Brianna.
So I think it's so interesting how at UT, everyone's so involved in the student government elections, and it's such a big deal. It's just different compared to being at a junior college, as I was a transfer student.
Exactly, and I think also I love that we're focusing on these elections while the elections are actually going on for the president. It's kind of helping to give us the perspective of what is really happening in the real world, just a glimpse, because I mean, it's not the same, but.
Yeah, and I think it's helping everyone like realize it's election time for school and in the U.S., so. How's our weather looking, Brianna? It's feeling like spring break already in February.
So far this week, we have seen clouds, thunderstorms, and strong winds, but after a gloomy last couple of days, we will finally start to see the sun again. Today, we will have sunny skies with a high of 63. The sun will continue throughout the week with highs in the mid and upper 60s and lows in the 40s. Into the weekend, we will see cloudy skies with highs in the mid and upper 70s and lows in the mid 50s. This weekend will be the perfect weather to end your February. However, as we enter into the next week and the beginning of March, you might want to keep an umbrella close by. We can expect to see more showers early next week with a 10% chance of rain on Monday and a 20% chance on Tuesday. For your news and weather, I'm Brianna Stone. Back to you.
Thank you, Brianna. This weather has just been so up and down. I mean, a few days ago it was warm, so yesterday I assumed it'd be warm and I wore a tank top and I was freezing and looked kind of silly.
I know, I'm just ready for it to be summer. I want to lay out and tan by the pool all day. When we come back, we're going to put our extreme driving skills to the test.
And later, we recap the events of this year's Black History Month.
Stay tuned for more Good Morning Texas.
Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. Are you looking for a different kind of adventure in Austin? Do you like fast cars? Then the exotic car experience may be a nice fit for you.
This time, we're here at the Fittipaldi Exotic Driving Experience.
We're about to experience a Ferrari and a Lamborghini ride.
And we're going to ride and talk to a professional race car driver himself. This exotic driving experience lets you choose from all these cars and take a ride along with professional race car driver Christian Fittipaldi. This is a great thing to do for a birthday, club or corporate event. Even bring Grandpa along and check something off both your bucket list.
My name is Christian Fittipaldi. I've been driving race cars ever since I was 11. I started go-karts. Then I moved on to open wheel racing, single seaters, and then I did that for a couple of years. Finally got into Formula One, raced Formula One for 3 seasons, then did Indy cars for 8 years, did a little bit of NASCAR, and now currently I'm driving sports cars in the IMSA WeatherTech series.
Both of us got to drive one of the exotic cars on the racetrack with the coaching of a right seat instructor.
I think the favorite thing about doing the Fittipaldi exotic driving is definitely putting a smile on people's face. They have 2 opportunities to get that smile. One is when they drive the car of their dreams, and the other one is when they go along with me for the ride along, and obviously we're pushing the car a lot more to the limit, and hopefully they enjoy it.
I'm about to ride with the race car driver himself.
My next one? No, yeah. Come on over.
Excellent.
Way to go, champ.
I'm Rachel Melanson.
And I'm Kylie Badgley. Good morning, Texas. That was so much fun. What was your favorite thing about doing that?
I would honestly say what my favorite part was riding with the former professional race car driver, because when I had my hand behind the wheel, I felt I had to be so serious. I was like, I do not want to wreck. I do not want to wreck. Like, if you saw in the video, my face was serious. I don't think I laughed once because I was like,
well, I just smile when I'm nervous, so I was like the whole time. But I was so scared. But yeah, riding with the race car driver, that was scary too. But it was like good, scary, like an adrenaline rush.
Almost more nauseous though, because he was so like fast, then he would brake, then he would go fast curve, fast brake.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was nice not having to worry about it and putting my hands in
charge of the wheel.
Yes,
yeah.
But other than that, it was a pretty awesome like bucket list kind of experience.
Yeah.
Well, when we come back, we discuss the happenings of Black History Month as February comes to an end. Keep it here for Good Morning Texas.
Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. Black History Month is almost coming to an end. 2016 was a year of many events involving the Black community. Today on GMTX, we celebrate the rich history as February comes to a close. We have Brianna Stone with us, and we're going to talk about Black History Month and some issues that have been going on in the media lately. So guys, the most recent thing is the Oscars coming up Sunday. What do you guys think about all the controversy surrounding it, the boycotts, stuff like that?
Well, I believe that, you know, an award only says so much, that there are so many talented people who haven't received awards, and that people like Will Smith are still doing incredible things in the industry, and that I don't believe you need an award to say that you are talented, because he did an incredible job, and he maybe doesn't have a title right now, but he's still representing the Black community in such an incredible way because he's in a movie. You know, he is doing successful things. I mean, it would be nice in his perspective to have that title, but I think the real problem would be if they weren't in the movies at all. And because they're in the movies, I think that that's a blessing in itself, just to be able to be successful in the acting industry.
I think regardless of race, there are a lot of great actors who have not received awards yet, such as Leonardo DiCaprio. He's done several great movies, The Titanic, everyone's favorite, Wolf of Wall Street. I think that awards don't properly represent the amount of great actors that we have. People such as him have not received any recognition from the Academy Awards.
I think that's such, I'm sorry, I was just saying, like, that is something I actually haven't thought about before. It's such a good point of Leo is someone who is white, who is, maybe you would say, in the favor of the community in the United States, and he's someone who hasn't won an award, so that does give hope and show that people aren't being biased, people aren't being racist. It's just sometimes there are more, I guess, African Americans nominated and sometimes there aren't, but that's such a good point, Brianna.
I also think that it's very commendable that Chris Rock is still going to host the Oscars, despite all the calls for him to boycott. I think he's going to rewrite his scripts and catering to the controversy. So hopefully it'll be a good show.
Wait, how do you think he's going to rewrite his script? What do you mean?
Well, I read that in the news, just so they can kind of cater to the audience. Like, they're not just going to ignore the fact that it's a controversy. So they're just going to play to it, write to it.
That's going to be interesting, just because, you know, Chris Rock is super funny, that I think he'll bring that nice lightheartedness to it. You know how you can always find humor in any situation, how rough or how exciting it is, you can always find the humor. So I'm actually super excited to see how he's able to speak the truth and not avoid it, because he's not afraid to avoid things, but at the same time, he'll be able to bring a lightheartedness to it, because wherever there's an issue, you can always find a laugh.
Yes, and the president of the Academy Awards is also the first African-American president of the Academy, so I think they're working together to kind of lighten everything and talk about the issue. So another thing in the media is Stacey Dash, who is African-American, voiced her opinion that she thinks there shouldn't be African American History Month or Black History Month anymore. So what are y'all's opinions about this?
Well, I think that she had a valid point. It just maybe came across the wrong way. She wasn't saying that there shouldn't be Black History Month because the history isn't important or the figures of the past don't matter. I think she was getting at that in order to be more integrated, having a Black History Month just for a certain group of people sets them apart. But I'd have to say I disagree, and I think that there definitely does need to be a Black History Month.
I agree. I think that everyone is blessed in different ways, and that when you have gone through something so hard in the history, that you deserve an award, like a remembrance of that issue, and that, you know, that maybe African Americans do have this holiday, but other ethnicities have other holidays as well. I think that people, you can't find equal rewards for everyone. Everyone's rewarded in different things. Like we were talking about the Oscars, you know, that not everyone can win Best Actor or Best Actress, but, you know, if everyone had the same awards in life, then it may be kind of boring. Do you have anything else to say about that?
I agree, and I'm definitely glad that I think we should celebrate Black History Month, because if it weren't for a lot of the things that are celebrated, like integration, I wouldn't have a lot of the friends that I have today, and I love my friends, so.
And then we're just going off that, I also think that when we are reminded of the segregation that we used to have and the integration, and I mean, I know there is still controversy of people even recently in the news saying that they believe that it is still segregated. I think it helps us to continue to transition out of that segregation that some people believe we have, because if we were to just avoid it, then the conflicts that are still going on, I don't think that those would be recognized through the remembrance of Black History Month. I think it plays such a beneficial role in helping us still continue to integrate more and more.
Yeah, and I think controversy is good. I think if people are talking about things, it's good, and it's always going to help push the issue and improve things.
Exactly. If you avoid things, then they're not going
to. So, Rachel, you went to the Black Love event. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, the Black Love event, it was hosted by Dr. Moore and his wife, Mrs. Moore. They both work here at the University of Texas, and one of the biggest things he talks about in the Black community is he thinks that one way they struggle is the relationships of Black men and women, and they believe that those relationships are the most important part of helping the Black community succeed. And so he basically just brought in different families and showed them showed those marriages how successful they were, and we're just showing the African American community that you can be, you can have love through the Black community, because that can be, you can sometimes think that that can't happen, and sometimes it seems impossible. But it just gave a lot of hope to the love in the Black community.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's been a lot of great events on campus this Black History Month, and it is a leap year, so it's been an extra day for this Black History Month.
Well, that's our show for this morning. Thanks for tuning in.
Check out our previous episodes or segments by visiting our YouTube page. And for more updates throughout the week, follow us on Twitter at GoodMorningTX. I'm Kylie Badgley.
And I'm Rachel Melanson. Thanks for watching. See you next week on GMTX.